Everyone, it's fun around, and my name is Jordan. This video will be for Tuesday's 2-game slate for the WNBA, and then Friday we're going to have 5 games to take a look at. So for this one, I have 3 different picks for you guys. I wish I had a 4th, but I'll talk about it when I get there. And sorry for the product placement of the Pampers over there. They do not pay me for that product placement. Pampers, if you watch this, please reach out. I am fully open for a sponsorship deal for free diapers. The first game, we have a rematch of the Golden State Valkyries versus the New York Liberty. That game wasn't so pretty last time. It was about a 30-point blowout. One thing I did notice with the Valkyries is they kept playing their starters even in the blowout. So some of them were playing near 30 minutes or 30 plus minutes. Their lines are falling due to these blowouts. So I would be afraid to take an under like I did last time around. It got really sweaty near the end because they did not take the player out with the blowout, which is what I was projecting. So there could be some like sneaky overs there. But someone I'm going to take for this game, even though we just had a 30-point blowout, I'm going to take someone from the Liberty, which I was afraid to last time around. Like a lot of people were like, hey, check out Natasha Cloud points. And she didn't do that well. Her rebounds, assists still hit. That's a 100% play on the year. So that's just like bound to chalk if I point it out. So that's why I'm pointing it out right now, but not putting it on the screen. But I do like Jonquel Jones over 8.5 rebounds at -140. I'm thinking, in a blowout, a lot of shots are going to get missed early and often. So if it is a blowout again, yeah, she's going to rebound well. She did rebound well in this one. She ended up with a double-double in that past game. She's gone over in 3 out of 4 games. The one she didn't go over was another blowout where she played a little bit less minutes, so about 25 minutes in both the blowouts. So this is just really a tough one to choose from. I would stick to some rebound props if you're on the Liberty. When it comes to scoring, it's like, a lottery. Like pick who's going to score a bunch. Is it Breanna Stewart? Is it Sabrina? Is it Natasha Cloud? Is it Jonquel Jones? Like pick who you want. One of them is going to go off, or a couple are going to go off, but the other ones aren't going to do too great. Hopefully the Valkyries are able to adjust a little bit and make it a little bit more competitive to keep someone like Jonquel Jones on the court. But I think she can get it done in limited minutes. So before we get into this next game is actually a lot more exciting. I'm going to break down the data for you and everything. But before I get into it, if you could, please like the video. And if you haven't, please subscribe to the channel. If you have a little bit of extra time, you could leave a comment for the algorithm. You just put the W for the WNBA. And also I want to shout out the app Novig. With Novig, this is a social sports book. You can bet just like it's DraftKings or Fanduel on money lines, on spreads, on player props. You can do single bets. You can do parlays, all that good stuff in the states that you see on the map. I'm going to put a link in the description. Well, there's a link in the description, and I'll put a link in the pinned comment. You will get $5 if you make an account, and if you use promo code FINDAROUND11 all caps, they'll give you 50% off up to $25. So if you get $50, they'll give you $25 free. And they do have WNBA on there. So this next game is a lot more exciting. The Sky and the Dallas Wings. So the Sky didn't look great to start off the year, but they did look a lot more competent last game around versus the Mercury. Offensively, a lot better. Ariel Atkins started to step up offensively, which we were kind of waiting on. And then the Dallas Wings, they just came out and had a really good game last game. Paige Bueckers scored very well. Rika Gumbawale scored very well. So these two teams play at some of the fastest paces in the WNBA. So the Dallas Wings, the 5th fastest pace, and the Sky, the 3rd fastest pace. And then when it comes to points given up, the Sky give up the most and the Wings give up the 3rd most. So high scoring game potentially here, fast paced game. So first play I like is going to be the obvious one. Angel Reese over 12.5 rebounds, -128. Gone over in 2 out of 4. She hooked on 2 of them. Those 2 were blowouts. But you see when things are closer in that last game, she went over pretty easily. So with the fast-paced matchup, you get more shot opportunities, which means more missed shots, which means more rebound opportunities, all that good stuff, more assists. We love fast-paced matchups, and we want matchups like this. So it's been a short season so far, so I'm still kind of getting the data in, but it's not like pace is an accident. So this should be consistent for this year, unless there's like coaching changes or something like that. This is how these teams want to play. So Outlier has a thing where it'll show, this is a new feature where it'll show the position and their line, that player's line that they had, and whether they hit or not. So when I look at forwards, every single forward that has gone up against the Dallas Wings has gone over their rebounds, except for one there with Napheesa Collier. So 8 out of 9 forwards have hit their rebounds versus Dallas. So looking for Angel Reese to be the 9th out of 10th. So this final pick, since we've already established all of the the pace and everything, this final pick, I'm gonna go with Paige Bueckers and over 6.5 assists at -125. I know she scored very well last game. You could look at her points. She shot 8 for 10, which is 80%. I'm not sure if that's you can duplicate that. Law of averages would say that's going to come down a little bit, and she kind of almost not barely went over her line. She went over a good amount, but she misses just a few there and she goes under. So I'm staying away from her points and just going with assist. Against the Sun also gave up a lot of assists. The Sky gave up the second most assists, but the Wings give up the most assists. So this is the best matchup she can possibly have for assists. So got to go with it for over 6.5 assists for Paige Bueckers. And I did mention there was one that I wish looked good. Arike Ogunbowale has been struggling this year. Her points line keeps coming down and down and down. So it's not going to be like an official play or anything. I'm not going to put it up on the screen. I'm just going to mention it. It's at like 16.5 points. She hit that line 82% of the time last year. I know Paige Bueckers is there and taking some volume away, but and her volume has gone down. But she absolutely just crushed the Sky last year. Some 30-point games, all that stuff. Her percentage this year, just shooting-wise, just hasn't been good. She's just not the Arike Ogunbowale we have grown to be accustomed to. So if there's going to be a breakout spot for her, it's going to be in a matchup like this. She just had a good game, but the shooting percentage still wasn't that great. So if there's going to be like a breakout game, this is a really good spot for Arike Ogunbowale. So that's just kind of like a lean, but the data doesn't really look beautiful, so I'm not going to throw it up on the screen. But I really wanted to like take her out as like an official play. But we'll see. So she's definitely someone like if you want to take in a parlay and just bump down a little bit, the odds would still be fine, to mix in with like Paige Bueckers, 6+ assists, and then like Arike 15+ points. I don't know what that comes out to, but I think like that would be a solid parlay, and it kind of correlates a little bit. So if you'd like to discuss lines further, I have a Discord, link is in the description. You can talk about NBA, WNBA, baseball, hockey. You can talk about ping pong. You can talk about foosball, whatever you want to in there. And if you can bet on that stuff, that's cool. And if you do bet on that stuff, that's cool. I don't judge you or anything. That's actually really cool. Hit me up and let's start making some videos together. But as far as a recap goes for the WNBA, it was kind of a split. The props did fine. I had Ryan Howard over 4.5 rebounds. With Brittany Griner out, she was crushing rebounds. I believe she ended up with 9 again with Brittany Griner out. I then had Timmy Fagbenle of the Valkyrie at 19.5 PRA. I had her on the under against the Liberty, and that one was a sweaty one because they kept the starters in, like I said, and she got to just like one shot away where she would have gone over. So they've bumped that line down to 18.5 to where she would have like hooked on it. So she's still someone that I wouldn't take an under on now. I would consider an over potentially. And she actually passes the ball really well. So you could keep an eye out on Fagbinley assist. It was really low. It was like 2.5, and she had been hitting that. And then I had the Mercury for minus 7.5. They started out really slow against the Sky. Like I said, the Sky had been playing awfully. They ended up winning by 5 points, but yeah, they just started out really slow. Satu Sabli wasn't able to get into a rhythm and everything, so the spread there didn't hit. And then I had Marina Mabrey over 8.5 rebounds assist. She had been crushing that for 2 games in a row. I took that for plus 108. I wanted it for the plus money, but she ended up scoring a lot because she was in a good matchup for scoring and against Dallas. And I should have just stuck with the scoring and the matchup and not went for the payout. So from here on out, yeah, I'll go stick with the matchup, even if the payouts can be a little bit worse. I just saw the plus money and I was like, hey, let's go for it. So it's 2 for 2 and then 2 and 1 on the props. I don't know how many more spreads I'm going to do because it's all over the place with the WNBA right now. So this video is going a little bit longer than I wanted it to. So I will get this edited and get it out to you. God bless you. It's Final Round. My name is Jordan. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.